Good morning. So, Easter Monday, none other than Irish Grand National Day. What a day, a race steeped in history, and yeah, just a brilliant race to win. So I really hope if you've had a bet in it, you found the winner. So just remember, when gambling is always gambling safe. But I'm not going to bore you to death with that, because if you're like me, you're a degenerate and you just want the info. I just want the info. So I'm going to just give you a couple of little selections throughout the day, and yeah, to enjoy the race and have a little interest in it, and just make it more excitable, and yeah, make sure and don't do anything too crazy or reckless. Okay, so I'm just going to touch on Fairyhouse for you first. I'll run through a couple of the races. I did do a full preview of the National on Facebook, so that's there if you want to check that out. That's on my Mad Merrigan Facebook. I'll just quickly run through the other races on the Fairyhouse card, and then I'm going to just give you a few little selections I have for the day in a few different meetings. Just a couple of horses at bigger prices for a bit of fun and a bit of value, because the bookies tend to have all the value nowadays. So let's try and cause a pain in the arse for the likes of them. Right, let's just touch on the first race so much. So it's a bit of a lottery. It's a novice handicap hurdle, absolute, full of young improving types, and pretty much hard to ever really know where a horse stands in these races. Just so many young horses always still improving, and as a betting race, it's not really one that you want to be getting involved in a whole lot unless you have a little bit of confident support or word for something. But I do see Dennis O'Regan riding for Noel Meade here, Powerful 10 or Powerful Ted. There is plenty of money about them in the market from him. He seems to be strengthening up all the time. So that's maybe a little bit interesting. You know, Fighting Fit is your favourite. Shan Rowe, real likeable sort, Shan Rowe. Real consistent horse, but has to carry top weight to a bunch of improvers. And down along Big King, there's plenty. Noel Meade has another chance there. Sean Flanagan rides at number 12. But let's just move on quickly, because it's not really a race you'd really have a strong opinion in unless you were in the know with something, which I am not. Okay, the 240 in Fairyhouse, the favourite, has looked really good. The Sneezy Foster trained, let's try and pronounce it, Teahupu, or however you pronounce it, Teahupu. Forgive me if I get it wrong. Jeff Kidder, Noel Meade, second favourite, 4-1. Bustleton, like I say again, he looks pretty good so far. He's done absolutely nothing wrong. And yeah, you'd be hoping he could follow up, but not a horse to be backing at all at around 4-6. You know, he's a 4-year-old and he's in a juvenile hurdle. So, you know, 4-6 is kind of not where you want to be in a juvenile hurdle, that's for sure. But anyway, I'm going to run past that one real quick. And yeah, the next race is the 3:15 Fairyhouse Steel Handicap Hurdle. Now, I'm just going to quickly go through these, because Manella 2-1 or Manellan 2-1, however you pronounce it. This is a horse that has been consistent all year round, but just couldn't really get the job done until last time out. So I'm going to say this horse can probably improve now he's got his head in front. Jack Kennedy in the saddle, absolute master. And I'm going to nail him down in this race as one to run a big race. Manella 2-1 in the 3:15. I just think, lads, it's always looked like a nearly horse, but the last day won and, you know, really did what it had to do. So I'm going to give him every chance that he can improve on all his good runs so far, albeit has looked vulnerable in a finish once or twice. So move on to the 3:50. Another good race. So Beacon Edge, absolutely rock solid, has had a great season, and finished 4th in the World Hurdle. Very kind of quick enough to be running back after a World Hurdle. A World Hurdle can be a brutal race sometimes on a horse, but obviously has probably just about the best form, maybe tight to Boss's Oscar His handicap form is very, very solid, absolutely rock solid. So maybe it's unfair to the Boss's Oscar to say Beacon Edge has the best form, but you know what, he has ran in graded company, and the Boss's Oscar took the handicap route, but has shown a lot of form. So I'm going to take a little chance here each way with Stormy Island. I think Stormy Island back in the care of Willie Mullins, albeit not that long at all, but I just think Stormy Island could run well each way. The Boss's Oscar ran his heart out at Cheltenham, so did Beacon Edge, and if they flattened a little bit, Stormy Island will she finished second, came back to a bit of form, so her last run. So I'll just go for her each way in that race. Now, moving on, lads, to the 420. For all the degenerate gambles, is this D-Day? Okay, Fakir Dudaris, it is now or never for this horse. I really think today, he's just run so rock solid, but I really think this is it. This is his chance. Battle Over Diane, in and out of form, never really does it in the spring, tends to be a better horse early autumn, just for whatever reason always just falls away in the spring, never seems to be the same horse. Absolute monster, fine big horse. Easy game, little in and out, but can make a case for it definitely. Castle Grace Paddy always falls short at the top table, or kind of when he comes up against the likes of a Fakir Dudaris and things like that. He just mightn't be good enough, but still can run a really nice race. Animix, can't really see it winning, but then it's trained by Willie Mullins. Who knows? Snow Falcon, same thing, can run well without being good enough. Size and Pot Seed, probably not good enough. Arnua, very likeable horse, but at this level, can't really see it. And Best Behaviour, the outsider for Barry Brown and Oliver McKiernan. I'm going to nail down Fakir Dudaris here, and I think he actually might be value at around the even money mark. And yeah, he's probably much the best here, and hopefully can get it done. So with Mark Walsh in the plate for Joseph O'Brien. Joseph O'Brien's had a quite enough year over jumps. I'd say probably a poor year by his brilliant standards. So Fakir Dudaris, definitely to give Joseph O'Brien a graded 2 winner at Fairyhouse today. I just think he's by far the best. Consistent form at a high level, and I think today is his day to shine. So the big race, the Grand National, you all know all my selections for this are on Facebook. I done a live, so you can check that out, but I'll just run through my selections quick. I like Latest Exhibition. I like My Henna each way at a big price, and I also tipped up Snugsburgh's Benny, shop around and try and get a massive price. He could run into a place at a big price with Richie Deegan on board. But I liked My Henna and I liked Latest Exhibition. And you can make a case for a lot of them. They were my selections. Best of luck, whatever you're backing. Remember, when you're having a bet in these types of races, shop around and get value. The bookies are there to they're too convenient. Don't let them be too convenient. It's about time now a stance is took. And Paddy Power wants a kick into the bollocks. That's what they want. You know what I mean? You want to be shopping around for value. And all these bookies, they just, you know what I'm saying? Just don't let them entice you in. If you are having a bet, make sure you back your horse with whichever firm is giving you the best odds. Okay, moving on to the last race. I'm going to keep this one quick. I think the inform Jody McGarvey, absolute, what a day yesterday. Well done, Jody. Absolutely brilliant. To go out and get it done in the Mayor's final, and then an hour later or however long later to go out and ride the Willie Mullins third string to a brilliant victory. So well done, Jody. Absolutely brilliant. And you probably, yeah, I hope one of the best days of your career, and well done. Brilliant. Right. So I think Lord Lariat, he rides for Carl Thornton here, and I'm going to give this a squeak at 5-1. Haven't got a massive opinion on the race. Tricky enough race, as all these handicaps are. So moving on quickly, here is a few selections away from Fairyhouse today. I really hope you enjoyed the Irish Grand National. Absolutely brilliant bet. So in the 1 o'clock at Chepstow, I like a horse, Peter Bowen trained, no quarter asked. He's around the 10 to 1 mark. Shop around, look for better prices, and yeah, don't bet with them mean bookies. Find the one that gives you the best odds. Before midnight, this is my nap of the day in the 310 at Chepstow. Before midnight is 3 to 1, around the 3 to 1 mark, around the 7 to 2 marker. Hopefully you can find a little bit of 3 to 1 or 7 to 2. And in the 215 at Redcar, I'm just going to mention a horse, Solar Bay. She's been a little bit tricky and she has the eye shield on, so just treat her with tender and care, but she definitely has some upside in handicaps. If not today, definitely moving forward. So keep an eye on this one, Solar Bay. She's around 16 to 1 in Redcar. Just have a small safe interest each way at a big price. And then in the 225 at Cork, I think a horse, Morning Sky, can run well for Kieran Murphy, and ridden by Paul Cowley at 25 to 1. This horse had a little pipe opener and probably just will come on from the run. The better ground will suit and can probably outrun its odds. Morning Sky in the 225 at Cork. And yeah, they're my selections away from Fairyhouse. So no quarter asked, 1 o'clock Chepstow, 10 to 1, little each way. Before midnight, my nap of the day, 310 at Chepstow, Solar Bay, 215 at Redcar. You know, just treat it with care, but one to definitely follow moving forward, although she might be a little quirky. And Morning Sky in the 225 at Cork, trained by Kieran Murphy. Anyway, I hope you like this kind of content of my sports coverage. I will be doing a whole lot more in the coming weeks. Make sure and like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and stay tuned for next week. I will be covering the Aintree Festival meeting, and absolutely, you know, brilliant. And one I would like to add, I do not work for any bookmakers or nothing like that. I am giving you out information in the hopes you take the bookies' monies. The time for codding is over.